We're gonna drink and fight some more. When the drink is done, grab anyone and go and fight some more. So grab your friends and neighbors and punch them in the eye and raise another glass and sing the Dublin lullaby. Oh, Leary was a bastard, I gave his head a crack. I drank a pint of Guinness and puked all over his back. O'Shaughnessy was sickened with Patty in the back. When Irish eyes are smiling, we'll punch them to the back. We're gonna drink and fight and fight some more. When the drink is done, grab anyone and go and fight some more. So grab your friends and neighbors and punch them in the eye and raise another glass to sing the Dublin lullaby. Drinking pretty hard. I've been sitting for.
So we've got a 1984 Ruger 1022, totally stock. Even got the old beat up stock on it. That's got the Volquartsen trigger group in it. Stock Ruger trigger assembly with the Volquartsen innards. We've got a 2013 Ruger with the plastic trigger assembly. 1991 Ruger with the totally stock metal trigger assembly. We got a custom made DAR 22. So I guess they. That's got a Timney trigger in it. And then we've got a... Behind it is another DAR. Well, not a DAR, it's a Delask. And then inside that one is a Kid. Let's try some focus there. Is a Kid 2-stage trigger. And those are the 5 triggers that we've got here today. All right. Well, let's get into it here. So we've got the 5 different triggers out. We've got the 1984 Ruger trigger with the Volquartsen innards. We've got the 1990 stock trigger. We've got the 2013 stock trigger. The pin is coming out. There it goes. 2013 stock trigger. Brand new Timney trigger. And a Kid 2-stage trigger. Alright. There are our 5 triggers. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to weigh them. So I liberated from my wife her fancy little scale. Turn it on here. Alright, so here's our stock Ruger stainless. 7 ounces exactly. Here is our Ruger with the Volquartsen innards. 6.6. Here's our Ruger plastic 5.0. Here's our Timney 7.0, 6.9, well 7.0 and around there. And our Kid 2-stage 6.5. Alright. Next test we're going to do is the trigger pull. Using our RCBS premium trigger pull. So first one we're going to do is the stock rigger. So make sure we can see this here. 5.5 pounds. Sorry, I'm trying to get it in here so we can see it. 5.5 pounds. So that was the stock rigger. 5.5. Let's go with the brand new rigger with the plastic. And just over 5 pounds. All right, here we got the rigger trigger with the or the rigger assembly with the Volquartsen. Uh, 2.5 pounds. And we have the Timney. £3.5 pounds. Do that one more time. So just over 3 pounds. That one was supposed to be at 2.5 to 2.75 pounds, but this isn't the first time that I found it well over 3 pounds. So I'll have a look at it. And here's the kit 2 stage. So 2 stage. So we'll see stage 1. All right, there's our upkeep on stage 1, and then our stage 2. Oh, hang on, I gotta reset this. Reset the trigger gauge. All right, and here's our. And I don't know if you can see that, but it's just a scooch over 1 pound. So we'll do it one more time. So first stage. And just over 1 pound. Just a bit over 1 pound. So let's talk triggers. Stock rigger trigger. This is off a stainless job, that's why it's got the stainless metal body to it. Nice trigger. Never had any problems with them. Used them for 20 some odd years. Fantastic trigger. No complaints, no misfires, due to the trigger anyway. Never had a problem with it. Same with the new one. I personally don't care for them as much as the metal bodied ones, just because they feel a lot rougher, a lot grittier than the metal ones. The metal ones, I don't know, they just feel smoother to me. Everything is supposed to be the exact same on the inside. You can tell they've changed a little bit here. They've changed the hammer. They've cut away some of it and stuff, but other than that, they're identical. But the stock rigger the old metal ones just, I don't know, for some reason feel a little bit smoother than the new plastic ones. The new plastic ones they feel very abrupt. I'm not sure why that is. I don't know why that is. Then I went and got the Volquartsen just because I was bored and wanted to try something new. And wow, like it's a feather, and it's smooth. Like it's so smooth. You can't even hear it moving, and it's just I have this one set for no creep. Oh, I popped the pin out there. I have this one set, and as you can see, it's all polished as well. So fantastic trigger. Really, really like it. Then you get into the custom triggers. Here's our Timney. Very similar internals to the Ruger. A little bit differences, but very crisp, and not brutally crisp like the plastic housing one. Like it's smooth, but there's no play. Like there's no uptake. There's no nothing. Like the trigger doesn't jiggle. It doesn't move around any. These ones, moves it a little bit. This one, there's nothing. It's just you give it a little bit of a pull, and it breaks. It's that's all it is. Bang. Kit 2-stage trigger, totally different. it's a totally different ballgame once you get into these two-stage triggers. These are for competition triggers. These are for high-end shooting. Well, you could shoot it for plinking, but I don't know why you'd want to. It's just a gorgeous trigger. You've got your stage 1, and then as soon as you just breathe on it, it's off. It's a totally different trigger. Inners are totally different. And we'll get into that in a second here. But and you can also set the weights you want for this. I have mine set for 6 ounces on stage 1, and then 6 ounces on the stage 2. So I have mine set to the extreme light. So they don't recommend that. They recommend, I think, is £1.50 for each, but I like mine nice and light. So those are the triggers. So hang on a second here. So let's talk about interchanging parts between these triggers. I'm sure that some of you have noticed that the stock Ruger ones are all the same. The Timney and the Kid are being a little bit different. All the Ruger ones have the same hammers, same bolt releases, same sears, same everything, struts, springs. All the internal stuff is interchangeable between these Rugers. Now they may look a little bit different. They've got some cutaways done into the trigger on the new one, some cutaways there. All the parts are still interchangeable though. It's just the different, they just make them look a little bit different. And the Volquartsen, it's all the same as well. All the parts are still the same. When you get to the Timney, so far from what I can tell, the bolt release, the mag release, the ejector, the top part of the bolt release as well, the hammer, and the hammer and the springing and the top bolt all looks to be interchangeable. The difference being the back strut here on this Timney. As you can see, it's different. It's different than the stock Rugers. I won't use the Volquartsen one here. I'll use the newer one. You can see on the Rugers here, they have the big strut, the big spring strut, which is this part right here. The Timney doesn't have it. It has its own little system back there, which is different. So that's not interchangeable. Also narrower too in the hammer, narrower than the Ruger hammers by about half. And then you get into the Kid, and the Kid trigger system is not interchangeable, not one piece. Everything's different. As you can see here, the strut is actually on the front of the assembly. Your hammer is your strut's on the front. There's your hammer. It's almost like it was flipped over, reversed. Absolutely nothing is interchangeable between the Kid and the rest of them. Not even their mag release, which is nice too, because the mag release, if you want to switch between the low one, have we used the lows? Yeah, the new one. No, I don't. Yeah, the old one here. Oops, pin fell out. As you can see, this one's got the low mag release. The Kid comes with all 3, and you can just switch them out. And it's just a matter of undoing this part here, the little cord turn, whoop, and this pops right out. You put a new one in. You don't even have to pull your trigger assembly out of your gun to do it. So that's quite nice. So that's them for interchangeability. And like I said, your Kid, absolutely not. You can't interchange any pieces. You can't put any Volquartsen in there. You can't do anything. The Kid is a Kid. You can't interchange it. Timney looks to be about 75% of it you could interchange if you wanted to. And then, of course, the Rugers and the Volquartsens are all interchangeable. They all use the same bodies and everything. So everything looks to be the same. All right. Okay, so last thing to talk about is price. Stock Ruger triggers, of course, are free. They come with your gun. You don't have to pay any extra for them, and that's probably why they're just stock Ruger triggers. There's nothing wrong with them. They work. They run. You pull the trigger, they go bang. Of course, the more bullets you put through them, they smooth themselves out. They hone themselves a little bit. So then you get into your Volquartsen. You're looking at about $125 for a Volquartsen, what's it called, an HP kit. So, and well worth the money. I would, if I didn't want to keep differences between all my triggers so I can compare them, I would replace my other two with a Volquartsen HP kit, just because it's inexpensive and it works really good. I have to do that to bring it back up again, and it's so smooth. It's such a nice trigger. I really quite enjoy it. Timney trigger up here in Canada is $250, and if you can find them. They're hard to get. They're hard to find. They basically they have to be imported directly for you through a company that can import them. I don't see many people that actually stock these, but they're a nice trigger. I wouldn't put it on a blaster for shooting gophers, but I would have. I have no problem putting it on the gun I put it on. If you've got the money to kill, and you want a top end trigger, Timney trigger, nice trigger, no problem whatsoever. $250. For that, 200, I believe, yeah, 250 up here in Canada as well. That's not including taxes or shipping or any of that. And then, of course, there's the kid. Up here in Canada, $380 for the 2-stage kid with the long handle. That's not including shipping, not including taxes. That's $380 that you're going to be spending on that. And would I recommend it for just a normal plinker? Absolutely not. It's way too much trigger for just an average shooter. This is a competition trigger. This is for the guys who want to who count their shots by trying to put in the millimeters, who want to put 10 rounds through one hole. That's who use this, and I love it. I wouldn't. I'm into that right now. That's my hobby, so I love it. I think this is a fantastic trigger. There's no comparison, night and day, to all the rest of the triggers. Granted, you can buy 2 Rugers for the price of this trigger, so it's definitely. But you know what? You're putting $1,300 into your custom-made gun. There's only 3 components to your gun: your trigger, your barrel, your receiver. So yeah, this is a third of the price of your gun right here. And you know what? The more you spend, the better you get. So a 2-stage trigger does take some getting used to. And but once you get used to it, and it really tightens up your shot patterns. But like I said, not a blaster type trigger. The Timney, you definitely can use it as a blaster type trigger. In fact, it works really well in my gopher blaster. But if you're just blasting gophers or plinking away, the Volquartsen or the stock. Timney, if you got money to blow, and if you're into high-end fine shooting, you want to get the best you can, then you go with the kid. And you know what? And that follows the price line, right? Nothing, $100, $250, $400. So you spend more money, you get the better trigger. It's as simple as that.